Hey there, Zuri here, and I have an important question for you. Are too many selections robbing you of your power to really choose? And here's what I mean by that. This is actually something that came up the other day with a client because the world, and especially in this country, we have a cajillion things to choose from. But when you stop and think about it, are you really choosing for yourself, or are you actually just have a lot of selections about very few choices? So here's what I mean, for example, and how we're guided in the selections but not the choice. Have you ever just decided, like, oh, okay, I'm going to watch TV, and I sit and literally spend 2 hours on Netflix watching previews because you can't select, you can't pick what one thing from the myriad of selections? Or now there's a cajillion different things, and it's which streaming program am I going to watch under the streaming, which show? And we get sucked in the power of selection, but actually it is pulling us out of our right to choose. In that there's so many things and we see so many advertisements, am I even taking a step back to think about, is this how I want to spend my time? Should I be choosing my time to watch TV? Should I be choosing my time in playing this game or whatever else? When the reality is, a lot of the selections that we have aren't really choices, they're selections on distracting ourselves and not actually becoming creators and co-creators in our lives. And so when you think about the things that you're selecting from, I want you to first stop and think about, is this a choice that I'm making? Is this a bigger choice? Or am I just sucked into a selection or a distraction and I haven't really chosen anything? Because when we step back, and it requires us to take a moment and step back and connect within to, what is it that I really need? What is it that I really desire? And from that space, we can start making powerful choices. And the truth of the matter is, you actually have to make the choice before you go into the selections, because it's so easy. We get stuck in routine and habit and ritual of what to go do, whether it's going and zoning out on TV, or even going connecting with friends, but we're connecting with friends, and are you going out and grabbing a drink all the time and going out and eating out at dinner all the time because that's what we do? And it's just, which place am I going out to dinner? And I'm not saying any of that is bad, but have you actually stepped back and chosen what's most important for me, with how I spend my time, with how I spend my money, with what I'm doing for my body? So, for example, some may say, oh, I really want to go on these grand vacations or expeditions, but I don't have the budget. Well, why don't you have the budget? It is because of all the other selections that's sucking up our money, that has robbed us of the bigger choice of how we want to spend our money. Or let's say with drinking, and that, whew, does that suck up does that suck up finances? That sucks up energy. And we're saying, I want to do things to strengthen my body or build better fitness, but if I'm not consciously thinking about the selections on all the different wine selections the night before, I'm not at a place to wake up the next morning to go work out. So do you see how that starts to play out? We get sucked in on all these little selections, but we're not taking a step back to make bigger, smarter choices with our lives, even with how we're spending time with friends. That was a big one with me. So when I chose, and actually it was my body that chose for me, that it no longer liked alcohol and didn't want me to drink anymore, that was a big choice and decision I made for myself. And I realized once I did, it started shifting all the other selections. I actually, the idea of, hey, let's meet up and go for a drink wasn't quite as exciting anymore when I was doing, just club sodas, and it impacted other people. And we started making different choices, like, hey, let's go meet up at this park and go for a walk. Hey, let's go to this festival. Hey, like just started doing different outdoorsy events of things that were fun, but that was because I was taking back my power of choice. And so I just want you to think about, as you're navigating life, am I really making choices and choosing me and choosing my deeper desires, or am I just sucked in and to I'm reacting to selections and selection overload, because it's very easy to feel you were empowered person because we're thrown at all sorts of selections of what to do, in buying, or what are we going to buy, what are we going to go watch TV, what are we going to do? But they're all kind of, when you realize, just a few small choices, and there is a world out there of opportunity for you to choose from, but it requires stepping back from the fog of all the things in this society that's thrown at us. Just think about everything in a commercial and that you're hearing that is constantly inundating you. Even when you're scrolling through social media, you have more commercials of selections to make. And so I invite you to take a step back and get clear on, what is it you want to choose from your life, and how does that trickle down and impact the selections you're making, because inevitably you will start making different empowered selections, and that is how you take back your health, take back your finances, take back your career, take back the power of choice that you have for yourself in being able to create everything that you want, because it is possible and accessible for you. So, sending you big love, and hopefully every time you hear someone say make good choices now, you think about that. Am I making the bigger choice, or am I making the micro selection? Take care.